All right, this is a continuation of the thought of how to control your mind, or why, or where does that lead? I guess if and when you get control of your mind, and you can decipher who it is that you're speaking to in your head, uh, you will eventually discover that your subconscious will try to talk to you sometimes. And what does it mean? It well, back to Carl Jung's quote of until you make the subconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. What does that mean? It means that the subconscious is, and the subconscious, the relationship between the conscious and subconscious is a subject in and of itself. But there are three things: the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. Why is it important? Uh, the subconscious, your subconscious, is there, and it plays a unique role in your life. It's often quiet, yet it drives you to do shit. Uh, if you are subconsciously attracted to vehicles, attracted to trucks, you will subconsciously seek out opportunities to fuck with trucks or whatever, fixing stuff. And that then becomes conscious. You were subconsciously driven. You like trucks and shit. So you consciously made a decision to go seek that out. Or if you were subconsciously attracted to these things, or whatever it is, there's a distinct possibility that you will be presented with an opportunity to undertake whatever it is that your subconscious is interested in, whether it's good or bad. Uh, how does this play out? If you're interested in trucks, you're subconsciously interested in trucks, so you consciously seek out trucks, and then the superconscious hands you an opportunity to challenge yourself via trucks or something. And we're talking about trucks. So you've attracted this opportunity because if you hadn't been subconsciously attracted into trucks, you wouldn't have been presented with this opportunity at all. If you hadn't consciously been aware of your subconscious's attraction to trucks, you likely wouldn't have seeked out trucks. By doing both of those things, you've set into forth the motions into the superconscious's existence, the requirements to present you with what you seek. That's magic. Now, don't fucking lose me here. I'm not talking about Harry Potter shit. I'm not talking about some woo-woo shit. I'm not talking about wave crystals around. None of that. But I am talking about real magic. Because there's no way to explain that otherwise. What is the superconscious? It's a collective conscious of everybody's higher selves communicating with each other, and it has its own network or some shit. I'm not going to claim to understand the inner workings of this. What I am going to claim to understand is the significance of listening to your subconscious. How does that play out for me? You know, when you're just living your life and all of a sudden you get a flash of something ridiculous, whether it's positive or negative. Let's say it's like, okay, I'm going to be president. You like picture yourself at the presidential stage being a president. And you quickly, you play this in your mind, your conscious sees this. It came out of nowhere, you see it, and you're like, oh no, that's ridiculous. And you put it away. That is you training your subconscious to not delve into that particular subject. Or let's play out the idea of being president, it comes up in your mind, and you instead sit with it, and you just watch whatever it is. You entertain this thought. What you're doing is training your mind to at least be able to entertain the possibility of being president. And it's hard to say about, you know, the latest political leaders, but I think the greatest leaders in the world, they had those thoughts and they let them stay. So if you have dreams of being a singer, a fucking crazy mechanic, or whatever the fuck it is that you could possibly dream of, those dreams are a product of your subconscious. And if you do not take control of your mind and do not allow those thoughts to exist, you will never, ever get your dreams. On the other hand, if you do entertain these thoughts, if you do entertain the thought of being the president or a singer or whatever the fuck it is, there is a distinct possibility that you will be able to achieve those goals. It's and how that works is the magic. Is the magic I'm talking about. Is in the words of, I don't know exactly who coined the term of the superconscious, but that's what the superconscious would be. Your subconscious said, I want to be president. Your conscious said, I'm going to be president. Then the superconscious was like, okay, well, we got to do what we got to do to make the superconscious to make this happen, which remarkably goes around and actually affects other people's lives. And that is how things happen. That is how things happen. When there's no explanation for whatever it is, we can call it magic. So by taking control of your mind and allowing to entertain the superconscious into the conscious mind, from the entertain the subconscious into the conscious mind, you are then making the subconscious conscious, and it is no longer ruling your life and you calling it fate. You have now taken into your own hands this fate, which can be called magic. So what am I going to call this? I guess maybe I'll call it like real life magic or some shit. I don't know. But jokes aside, that's significant. And the last portion of that, I guess it's around the subject. There's a book called, well, there's two books. Read them. The Game of Life and How to Play It, and How to Take Charge of Your Life. Do both of those at the same time. They're great. Maybe that's where the superconscious, subconscious thought comes from. But another portion in there was, be bold, for there is genius, magic, and power in it. There is deep significance to that statement, because by being bold, by setting into forth, you deciding that this is going to happen. I'm deciding I'm going to move out to Montana, establish my fucking life, be the best mechanic I can be, and start a fucking business and be successful. I decided I was going to do that, and did it. Sat there and did it. Did all the challenges associated with it. It took a lot of mind power, a lot of magic in order for it to happen. I can tell you a lot of stories where it's just magic, and there's a lot of customers who refer to me as being magic, and I'm not going to accept that, but I will silently acknowledge to myself that there is something to the thought, and there's power in it. There's shit. I decided it was going to happen, and because I put my energy into it, it did. And it took genius, power, and magic to get it done. And all of it was started by the bold decision of deciding this was going to happen. Not like if, I'd like, maybe, possibly, maybe, or whatever. I'm going to fucking do this. Watch out. That's what's happening. that is being bold. And like I said, and like the book said, be bold, for there is genius, magic, and power in it. So I love you. Next subject.